Hey there, I just wanted to share a little video. I'm here at the farm bored by myself, and I've been wanting to do this for a little while. A little over 2 years ago, I was blessed by Alaska Prepper and won a Coleman oven. We all know the Coleman oven works on the Coleman stove, but which I have, and we have tanks and an adapter to fill those little 1 pound tanks from the 20 pound tanks. But I wanted to give a shout out to Alaska Prepper, and he's the reason I have this oven to be able to do a few experiments. So here we go. Hey guys, well, it's been a little over an hour. I have been messing with the flame and heat in this stove, and actually got it so hot in here that I had to open the door. But I remembered that there's a little bit of a bow in the top of this stove. Remember I told y'all that it was homemade, and so I have scooted it over because my water in my coffee pot back on this corner was boiling, and this hadn't moved off of 200 degrees in a little bit. So just a few minutes ago, moving it, it's already almost to 250, I guess 225. So that's just been in a couple of minutes. So hopefully getting it off that bow. There must have been a leak. It must not have had complete contact, but you know, every stove's different. You're gonna have to do like I'm doing if you want to bake in the winter and you don't have an oven. Just see what it's going to take to get this oven up to temperature. So I will be back. Okay guys, we're back, and I am a goofball. The temperature has just gotten under 250. I did have it to 325. It's getting late. I did some personal experiments with moving it around and the difference in the flame. It held 325 for 30 minutes, and the flame started going down in the oven, so I went ahead and let it die down to see how slow it would cool off. And it's been an additional 40 minutes for it to get just under 250. So I'm sorry I didn't hit the play button. I do that quite often with Ethan, but I try to be more careful with you all. So sorry, you have to just take my word for it. But Alaska Prepper, as I mentioned, gifted this to me, and I was thrilled beyond belief. Now, he used this Coleman oven on his kitchen. I think his stove's heated with propane. I could be wrong. It could be gas, but I think it's propane. And he did blueberry muffins. I am going to look for that video and link it in the description below. But since I was doing this, I wanted to play with the position of the stove and the flame, and or the oven and the flame, and took a little longer. And now it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have to get my butt to bed. But it will bake on. Now, like I said, this is homemade. I don't think it's the most efficient, and it's a big stove, so it takes a lot of wood to get it up to full temperature. I'm anxious to try this on my smaller stove for the smaller cabin, but it will bake a cake, brownies, blueberry muffins on your wood-burning stove. I apologize again for not hitting the play button. I was too busy experimenting with different flames and different woods, and I have hardwoods and softwoods and slow-burning woods, and so I've gone through about half of my stack of wood here trying to do a personal experiment. So I am sorry that I didn't do that, but it will work on your wood-burning stove. You're going to have a high flame. That's the only way I could get it to the 325, and it was a constant high flame toward the top of the stove. So I have another little hack I'm going to try tomorrow. We'll see how it works. So until the next segment, see you guys. Okay, guys, here was my second experiment. Now, I thought I had more of this aluminum than I did to kind of wrap it around and make more of a sun oven type atmosphere for this. So when I buy the insulation, the rest of the insulation for the smaller cabin, I am going to try it. And of course, it's only been 3 hours, but and we did have about 30 minutes of cloud, but you can see that, let me see if I can get it in the shade, it only got to 125 degrees. So I'm going to leave it out here in the hot sun and see if it continues to do anything. And of course the back was shaded where I didn't have anything to wrap around it, but if we could at least get it to 225 in the dead heat of the day, you could dry can a few pint jars in it, because I do my dry canning in my oven at 225. So I'm going to leave it here and see what it continues to do until I leave. But that's the second experiment. Okay, I'll let you know. Well, guys, this was my other experiment. I only had one piece of this aluminum insulation left, and I really couldn't make, you know, a sun oven kind of thing out of this. I put it out at 11 this morning, and now it's 4, and it's starting to be shaded by the trees. So the highest it got was 225, which 225 is the magic oven number for dehydrating, but it wouldn't stay hot enough to dehydrate anything. But it would stay hot enough to dry can if you had crackers or, you know, something like that that you wanted to dry can. It did stay 225 long enough for that, but I'm gonna have to get, I have a protective cover that I bought not to use for my windshield, but to try to use it as a sun oven, and I didn't have it with me, and I thought I had more of this. So this was a flop experiment, but we will try it with more aluminum later on. So those were my 2 little experiments with my Coleman oven. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Remember, don't be scared, just be prepared. We're learning to have a bounty on a budget. Thank you for every second you give me, and I love you all.